Good afternoon and welcome back to Project Dave, the 2004 Chevy 2500 6-liter. This time I'll be replacing my tailgate hinges. I have a bent one right here and, well, these are not bent. So one of these has a groove taken out of it and the other one doesn't, and that's so you can quick release the tailgate. You just got to figure out which side is the quick release. I believe it's the passenger side. It is, yep. This hinge is going to go over here. You can see, if you're comparing that to the old one, this one is a much different shape. And if you're curious, you can paint these to match. I'm not going to. The tailgate comes off in a couple really quick, easy steps. The first step is going to be taking these cables off. Get yourself a little pocket screwdriver or pry bar. Pry this little piece out, and it will slide up over the bolt. And then come right off. Do that on both sides. And remember how this one had a groove taken out of the back of it? Just pull out on it, find the groove, tailgate comes out, and then the other side will just pop off. Try to set this down as gently as I can so I don't scratch paint. I'm just going to trip over this the whole time. So see, these have different oriented flat spots. This one's straight up and down, and this one's at an angle. And this is so you have to have the tailgate at the correct angle for that little groove to just slide right off of this. So I take this, it will only slide over it in that spot. So if I turn this, it won't come out unless you pull it straight out, and then of course it will. So that's the process here. And of course they have letters on them, so right side. So this is going to go like this. See, it's in the same orientation. Always good to double check your parts. So this one and this one are over here, and this pin and this circle are over here. These are 13 millimeters. I'm gonna break these loose with a wrench first to make sure they're not tight so I don't break them or anything like that. These are coming out fairly nicely. There we go. Notice how this has a little shim in there. These are the exact same size, so we're transferring this shim to our new part. These bolts look to be in pretty good shape. I'm going to apply anti-seize to the threads before I put them back in. So the odds are pretty good that this won't be the last time I replace these hinges. I've replaced a lot of them on a lot of customer vehicles. So odds are I'll break these again too. So I have our shim back on, put this in place, and start our bolts by hand. Let me get those ran down a little bit and then finish tightening them with the ratchet. Make sure to tighten them evenly, just to make sure you don't get anything crooked. These bolts don't need to be super tight. They just need to be bottomed out and then snug, and then bottomed out and snugged. There you go. Repeat on the other side. So now I'll move on to the tailgate. Make sure I have the right side here, which I do. Can do the same process as the pins on the bed. Going to break these loose with a ratchet first, just to make sure nothing is stuck or broken. Anyway, same process before. Applying anti-seize to the bolts to keep these from sticking. As you can see, there's a lot of rust on them. Remember to start the bolts by hand, and then I'll run them in a little ways with this. And remember to tighten them up evenly so you get this piece centered in place and don't bend the new hinge in the meantime, because if you tighten one all the way down and it can't flex when you're tightening it down or slide over, you're going to create a pinch point. It could be misaligned. You don't want that. So once again, kind of bottom out the bolt, and then snug. Check this one. Alright, good. Now repeat on the other side. Exact opposite of how you took it off. Just get that hinge over the hole just like that. And then without pinching your hand, get that groove to line up with the hole, and it slides in just like that. And then you are free to reattach your cables. There you go. That looks much better. You can tell this tailgate is just a little bit bent because it's not exactly straight, but far better than what it was before. This side looks pretty good. Oh yeah, the tailgate goes up and down a lot easier and it doesn't wiggle around. Now it's misaligned. Cool. Nope, not misaligned, just latched. Okay. Tailgate works much smoother now. I replaced the tailgate handle in the last video. So now I've been fighting this for months. I am really, really glad to have this done. Cost me somewhere between 40 and 60 bucks for all the parts, and it took me total about 30 minutes to film both of these videos. So super easy to do. So if you like this video, if it helped you out in some way, feel free to like and subscribe.